Hi friends! We're just about halfway through this year, and today I want to talk about how to do a mid-year reset so you can enter into the next 6 months with a fresh state of mind and specifically with a feeling of ease and soft, cozy contentment. Sometimes we can get so preoccupied with all of our various goals and all the things that we want to do and all the things that we feel like we have to do because of all of the responsibilities that are currently on our plate and all the things that outside voices are telling us that we should do, and we're just in this like hamster wheel of constant stress and overwhelm and overwork. So today I'm gonna share 5 ways to reset your life and feel balanced again. We're going to slow down, simplify, and get grounded back into ourselves so we can have a lighter and airier rest of the year. Let's get into it. Idea number 1, have a deep pleasure day. I want you to really think about the activities that allow you to access your deep pleasure state. So this is that state of mind where you are just fully sunk into something that just feels so good and so comforting and so relaxing and so engrossing, and your mind is just fully in it. So one example of this for me is I really enjoy creative writing, and specifically I really like that kind of fantasy online roleplay kind of writing. If you know, you know. But for example, when I have like an idea for a really cool character and I'm just like writing up their backstory and I'm like looking for cool like artwork to represent them, I'm like making them Pinterest boards, I get into this flow where I'm just like having so much fun that I literally can't focus on anything else because I'm just so excited about it. Another example might be setting up like a really cozy spot on the couch and you've got all these blankets and pillows, you've got a candle going, your favorite snacks, and you have a book and you are just sinking into it for hours. The time is flying because you are just enjoying this like cozy reading moment. Whatever it looks like for you, the point is that you are taking a full entire day doing things that make you feel just so cozy, at ease, peaceful. It could also be about feeling playful and creative if that's your vibe. For some people, this might have to do with being out on the town and being in like a cute local coffee shop, a nature hike. You could also call this a hobbies day or a cozy day, but what I wouldn't think of it as is like just a day off or a self-care day. Think of this day as a hard reset for your nervous system. The goal is to remind yourself what it feels like to feel good, and I mean really, really good. You're not going to completely heal all your stress in one day, but this is the starting place. You are reteaching your mind and your body that you do have access to this place, to this feeling, and that you can come back here to this state where you feel this safe and this good and this at ease anytime. This is always within reach. And this is the perfect reset to do at the middle of the year to set a tone for the months to come. Now, a few things when designing your deep pleasure day, you want to think about activities that will replenish you as opposed to things that might make you more tired at the end of the day or that might be overly stressful to organize. Also, consider all your senses. A soft and visually pleasing environment with like blankets and the smell of freshly baked cookies. It's kind of amazing how all of these little details, these little sensory cues can actually play a big role in helping you access that deep pleasure state. Also, one of the biggest things to making this work is actually taking a whole day. Really try to create a container for yourself to really dedicate a full day without distractions to really sinking into that state of deep pleasure. So that might mean turning off the notifications of your phone or literally leaving it at home, leaving it in a different room. It might mean telling your partner what you're doing so they can really support you in creating this container for yourself. It might mean getting a sitter for the kids, or if you have the ability, taking a Friday off work. I like to even pad my deep pleasure days. So if I'm doing my deep pleasure day on a Saturday, for example, I will also make sure I clear out my Sunday so I have no obligations on that Sunday, and that way if there are like things I have to get done that weekend, I know that I still have Sunday to get any of that stuff done. So that way, when it's Saturday and I'm in my deep pleasure day, I'm not like worried about all the little things that I might need to do because I know that I still have Sunday to do those things. Okay, idea number 2, enhance positive recall. Positive recall is the ability to remember the positive things that have happened to you and also the positive things that are currently in your life. So there is research that suggests that every time we recall back to a positive memory, we experience those positive feelings again, and thereby extend and elongate and even amplify the positive effects from those experiences. Researchers refer to this as savoring, and the beautiful thing about this is we can continually re-access the positive feelings associated with our life's best best memories forever, as long as we are taking time to periodically document them. Set aside some time to journal about the following things from just the last 6 months: your favorite memories and highlights, your accomplishments, ways you've grown, ways you've taken care of yourself, and things you're most grateful for. Again, just from the last 6 months. In general, documentation is so important, especially when you document positive things that have happened to you. You start to create almost like an evidence list for your brain that things are actually going pretty well. Like, you're doing cool things, you're having these good experiences, like, things are kind of okay. And this is such a good activity to do around the mid-year point, because typically we do this kind of reflecting like around December, end of the year, before the new year. But the thing is, by then, it's like everything that happened in February, March, the first half of the year, it just kind of feels so far away. It's like you can barely remember all that stuff that happened at the start of the year by the time of December. So this is a really good thing to do at the midpoint of the year, not only because it'll help you remember everything that happened at the beginning of the year, but also because it's going to set a tone for the months to come. I also want you to answer the following questions about yourself. What do you love most about yourself? What are you good at? What skills come naturally to you? What do other people compliment you on? And what are your values? These types of questions pull you back into the present and into the things that are inherent about yourself. They're not tied to other people or circumstances. So these are good ones to journal and reflect about regularly. So what we are doing here with all of this positive recall and positive journaling is we are basically creating and reinforcing new neural pathways. We're making it easier to access these feelings more often. It's kind of like affirmations. The more that you do this, the more that it's going to be easier for your brain to go down these positive thought pathways. And that means that in your day-to-day, you're going to be able to just have these more positive feelings coming up naturally more often. And that's beautiful, because that means that there's a long-term positive effect from this practice. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give the video a like. That really helps me out a lot. And also subscribe if you're into this kind of stuff and want more videos about walking toward a softer, sweeter life. That's what we're working on around here. Idea number 3, clear some space in your schedule. I think very often the idea of a mid-year reset is very tied to looking at all the things you're not currently doing and grading yourself according to some standard that is usually arbitrary or socially pressured, and trying to force yourself to become more productive, rack up more accomplishments, fit more into your day, fit more into that mold of what a cool, clean, effortless, wellness girly who has her life together might look like, according to the internet. But honestly, for many of us, we're already doing the best we can. We're doing a lot. I would even argue we're doing too much. There is a time and a place for that energy of transformation. And also, sometimes our endeavors to chase that ideal of becoming her, becoming that girl, becoming, a successful career woman with, 3 thriving side hustles, who reads 50 books a year and works out 5 times a week and whatever else. Sometimes it's actually doing us more harm than good. We're constantly pushing ourselves to do more when oftentimes I think what we really need is the freedom to do less. So one thing I like to do during my mid-year reset is to cancel one commitment or goal. That's right, cancel it. Say no to something. And ideally, this is something that's not just like a one-time event or, activity on a weekend. Like, ideally, I'm canceling some kind of ongoing commitment that I have previously signed myself up for, or some goal that I've committed to, and I'm just gonna say no, I'm done with it. The goal is to create more empty space in your life, in your day-to-day schedule. Space where nothing is scheduled. So that way you have more time to do the other things that you've committed to, or to do nothing, which is also important to your well-being. You deserve to rest. You deserve to be able to move slowly through your day, through your week, and not feel like you're constantly running from thing to thing, deadline to deadline. A little bit of empty space in your schedule can be a beautiful thing. Give that gift of time back to yourself. Idea number 4, tend to your nervous system. So I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but what we're talking about here is your nervous system, which is the system in our bodies that reacts to external events, experiences, stimuli, changes in the environment. And sometimes when you have prolonged exposure to stress or stressors, your nervous system can kind of start to become dysregulated, and you start to kind of stay in this perpetual state of fight or flight. It's like you're not ever really relaxing, you're just staying in this low-level state of stress. When we talk about tending to your nervous system, what we're talking about here is finding ways to remind your brain and your body that you are safe and you are not in danger, and you can relax and be at ease. So the deep pleasure day that we talked about earlier, that is one means of helping you to start to regulate your nervous system and get you back to baseline so you can start to be able to tap into that feeling of safety and ease again. There are a lot of ways to help regulate your nervous system that are fairly simple. Here are a few of them. Take a short walk outside, do a deep breathing exercise, meditate for 3 to 5 minutes, touch a tree or touch grass, being in community with people who make you feel good. Sometimes even things like decluttering or tucking things away and reducing the visual clutter in your home can help just soothe the senses because there's less things for your nervous system to be looking at and reacting to. Those are just a few ideas, and what I would recommend is creating a little nervous system care plan. Write a few things down that make you feel calmer and pick a few of them to do as part of your mid-year reset. Then keep this little care plan handy, keep it somewhere that is easily accessible to you so you can continue to reference it throughout the coming months and be able to just pick out an activity from your little menu, so to speak, of something that you can do anytime that you are feeling a little dysregulated. For me, something that also really helps is reminders or affirmations that calm my senses. Here are a few of the ones that I really like. Nothing is urgent. Everything is made up. I will get this done when I get it done. Slow progress is still progress. Moving slow is the point. This feeling is temporary. It will pass. I am doing the best I can with the energy and resources I have at this moment. That is enough. So if you want to, share it down below some of your affirmations or reminders that help you feel calmer and get more grounded again. Or if you have anything that you do to help you calm your nerves down, share down below. I'm sure a lot of us would appreciate the ideas. Idea number 5, make a visualization board. This is kind of like a vision board, but not exactly. So what I like to do around this time of year is to create a visual board that blends your intentions and manifestations for the rest of the year with all of the things that I have already done and accomplished so far this year. If you did the positive recall exercise, you'll have a bunch of ideas of what to include here. So I would literally pull your own photos of all of the best things you've done so far this year, all of your favorite experiences, best memories, or pull photos from Pinterest that kind of represent those accomplishments that you've done and the things that you love about yourself and your year so far, and put those on a visualization board alongside all the other things that you want to call in for the rest of the year. We are merging what we've already done with what is yet to come. We are visualizing this really important truth, which is we are already having a year that is filled with beauty and accomplishments. And we want to see that alongside all the other things that we are manifesting and moving toward for the rest of the year. Two things can be true at the same time. There may be a lot we want to work on, and we are already enjoying the fruits of all of the seeds we have been sowing. And it's really good to remember that. If you liked this video, you'll probably enjoy the energy of my monthly Plan With Me videos where I talk about all of the things that I'm working on each month, and not just the to-do list things, also the mindset shifts, the pleasure practices, and all of the ways that I am trying to move toward a slower and sweeter life. I'll link one of my latest videos right here. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you over there. I'm wishing you all the best rest of the year and a wonderful mid-year reset. Bye!
I've been out of my head, can't get out of bed. Too much on my brain, but got it good, can't complain. It's like I'm losing my mind.